You know, not everybody like onions. Cake! Everybody loves cakes. Cakes have layers.
I don't care what everyone likes. Ogres are not like cakes.
You know what else everybody like? Parfaits. Have you ever met a person you say, hey, let's get some parfaits? They say, hell no, I don't like no parfaits. Parfaits are delicious.
No!
Hey, it's a shooting star who has definitely broken the mold. It's Katrina Porter.
Oh, hi, Anna Serene.
I wrote that before we even talked about you not being a hoe. Welcome to Split Happens, everyone else.
Welcome, everybody.
Each episode, Katrina and I talk about a movie that both of us love. However, only one of us gets to say anything good about the movie, and they get to be the pro of the episode. And that means the other is a con, and they have to attack it. Our one rule is the con only has to attack during the synopsis, and if they say anything at all good about the movie during that time, they incur a penalty, and will have to say something nice about a movie that they hate, which the pro gets to decide. So this week, if I catch a rule break from Katrina, we're going to hear this sound. And I like that we're using the new sound.
I do too.
I like it.
You got one last time.
I know having a glass case of emotion is fun, but that was then. This is now.
Yeah.
This is us now.
This is us now. Do you think you're going to get a button push out of me for this one?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
Well,
I'm pretty sharp right now.
You are pretty sharp right now, but you don't think I'm going to get a button push?
That's correct.
Huh. All I'm saying is I got a lot of questions. A lot of questions for this one.
We did say that for Valentine's, we were going to do a movie that had a lot of layers.
Yeah.
And it was about love.
Yeah.
Is there another movie that it could possibly be?
The Bodyguard?
That has layers?
Yeah.
Does it, though?
Yeah, the sister gets killed at the end.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, today, we are going to be talking about 2001's.
The stuff.
That was in the 80s.
Oh.
And also, that doesn't make any sense.
It has layers.
No, it doesn't.
Layers of goo, which could look like layers.
No.
Ooh, you know what has layers? Slimer from the Ghostbusters.
No. None of those movies.
Okay.
Because that's ridiculous.
Okay.
And this is our love one, and it's about, and Eddie Murphy has to be in it. Because this is an Eddie Murphy month.
Oh.
Right, so obviously it's 2001's.
Doolittle.
That wasn't 2001.
It was?
It was not.
Oh.
No. It was definitely not.
Okay, good, because I didn't take my notes on any of those movies.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully you took notes on the one we're doing, because it's Shrek.
Oh, thank God. I guessed right.
Somebody.
No, nope. Not doing that.
Rude.
Not singing Smash Mouth.
Okay, well, here's the thing about this movie.
Okay.
I want to talk with you a little bit about how Shrek came to be.
Okay.
However, I already talked pretty in depth about the inception of DreamWorks when we did the Emperor's New Groove episode. So please listen to that episode.
Yeah. Oh, that is I mean, if I do say so myself.
You can say it.
That's a pretty funny episode. That episode went off the rails right from the beginning. Didn't we do a Goofy impression?
Was that one?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then I talk about
Oh, yeah.
bestiality.
Oh, boy, that one did go off the rails.
Yeah.
Hopefully none of that in this.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Notes
Hold on.
already,
Let
I
me
guess.
delete while you're talking.
DreamWorks, Disney, all of that, the inception of the new animation studios and all that, it is fascinating, and the information of it is quite in depth. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap, but just in relevance to this.
Okay.
Okay. In the early 1980s, Disney was not doing great. They had a big overhaul with former president of Paramount Pictures, that's a lot of P's, Michael Eisner, coming in as CEO, and he brought in with him fellow Paramount production head, Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Cats are...
Yeah. Jeffy K. And with those two, and also former Warner Brothers guy, Frank Wells. That trio created what is now referred to as the Disney Renaissance, which again, that's what I talked about in the other one. Frank Wells died in a helicopter accident, and infighting, power plays, and a $250 million lawsuit led to Jeffrey Katzenberg leaving Disney and creating DreamWorks with his buddy and good friend of the show,
SS.
Steven Spielberg, and music exec, not yet friend of the show, David Geffen.
Right. He's, it's a slow burn with him.
Katzenberg, Jeffrey K. Jeffy K.
Mm-hmm.
JK.
Oh.
Was set on some petty-ass vengeance. And he was willing to burn as many bridges as necessary to make DreamWorks successful. And that included poaching talent and straight up ripping off ideas from other studios.
Love this.
I did tell you a little bit. I talked about poaching. Did I tell you how he poached people? He stood outside in the parking lot at Disney. But yeah, he had an itch for vengeance, for
You know what?
sure.
I appreciate that about him.
Yeah, no. That is why we had a lot of similar themed projects competing around the same time. Ants and A Bug's Life, Shrek and Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo and A Shark's Tale, Emperor's New Groove and Road to El Dorado, Madagascar and The Wild, Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Get out of here. Everyone knows Armageddon's better.
Well, there also has nothing to do with Disney or DreamWorks, but
Right, yeah.
I'm just saying there was a lot of competing ideas.
I said what I said. Armageddon's better.
Okay, you stand by that,
I do.
and that's you. So that's what's going on with DreamWorks. I think Katzenberg wanted to go with more grown folk friendly cartoons and not just here's a princess, there's a prince, hijinks and hardships ensue, friends become enemies, enemies become friends, they sing, the end.
This definitely has a few adult themes in it, and certainly adult language.
Yes, that was 100% purposeful.
Well, I 100% appreciate it, I'll say right now.
Oh, this was the direction that they wanted to go in. Not even just, it's not that they wanted more adult themes. That wasn't it. They just wanted to deal with things that Disney was not willing to deal with. That's why we have Prince of Egypt. Actually did pretty well.
Best part of that movie was the duet with
The soundtrack is gorgeous.
Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston.
The movie is gorgeous.
It is.
It just, but I mean, maybe a ton of people don't want to see a movie about the Ten Commandments. And Steven Spielberg and Jeffrey Katzenberg felt like they really, really did.
Oh boy.
Those two specifically, that they really wanted to do that theme.
That's fascinating because SS is...
To do that story. Yeah, I think he suggested it to Jeffrey Katzenberg. How about Ten Commandments? Because they wanted to do some stuff. Again, they just wanted to do things that Disney was not willing to do.
As someone who was and is the primary person that takes your children to movies,
Uh-huh.
I appreciate movies like this that have some adult humor thinly veiled in it. But although, in full disclosure, I love Disney movies. I love Pixar. I will watch it all. It doesn't have to have this, but I appreciate it.
Once again, I think we can thank Shrek for all of those movies, whether it be DreamWorks or Disney or, Pixar, I guess, through Disney or whatever. I mean, Shrek really laid the ground. They ran swearing.
It walked so other movies could run.
Yes.
Aw.
That's exactly correct. It is based off of a book, actually called Shrek. That's with an exclamation point.
Okay.
It was written by William Steig. Steig. I think it's...
None of those are correct.
It's Steig. Steig?
Yeah, it's Steige. I have no idea.
Oh, Bill S. William. We're on a first name basis. He was a cartoonist for The New Yorker from like the 30s to the 60s. And he really, really hated creating advertisements. That's where he wanted to stop. He just couldn't handle it. So he's like, I want to write some children's books. And so he started his career as a children's book author at 61.
Huh.
And he was in his 80s when he wrote Shrek. The plot for Shrek, for the book, is a little different to what they ended up going with. In the book, Shrek is a teenager. He's like a teenage ogre, and his parents kick him out of the house so he can go do ogre shit.
Okay.
Like, go scare people and threaten to grind their bones.
Ooh.
And be gross and carry knapsacks full of bones. I think that's right. Ogres. So they kick him out of the house so he can go do ogre shit, but then he goes to a witch who tells him a donkey will take him to a castle and he'll marry a princess that's even uglier than him.
Oh, nice.
Right. Well, the whole point of it was like, it's what actually did end up translating into the movie is that it's just looks ain't everything. You know, it's what's inside that counts. Unless you're Keanu Reeves, and that's also what's outside that counts.
Yeah. And it's Keanu.
And he's inside and outside.
Yeah.
He's pure.
He is.
Getting Shrek made was a little tough. They were still busy making Prince of Egypt, like I said. And because before its release, DreamWorks considered Shrek to be like, I hate saying, just taking words directly from things I've read, but I like the words so much. They considered Shrek to be a low-budget boondoggle.
Oh.
It was one that, like, if you fucked up on the Prince of Egypt, you were banished. Or if you Prince of Egypt is mostly what they were doing at the time, so that's where you would get a lot of your, like, fuck-ups. But just in general, if you fucked up, you got sent to go work on Shrek.
Holy shit.
It was a punishment. They referred to it as the gulag. They called it being Shreked. They really did. If you failed on that, you were sent to the dungeons to go work on that. The budget was crazy. I mean, it was small, but it just there were so many problems with it. They were trying to get the technology to kind of catch up to them for this. And it was really, really difficult. And that's just with the animating part of it, with all the things they had to deal with. Not even talking about the casting of this and how difficult it was. I think a lot of people already know that Mike Myers, who is the voice of Shrek in this, was not the original person cast. It was Chris Farley.
Right.
And how the character looked was a lot like Chris Farley.
Mm-hmm.
So they had animated. He had done like 80 to 90% of the movie. They even talked about bringing in his brother, who can kind of do an impression of him.
Uh-huh.
And the character was very different. He was very, Chris Farley. He brought like a gruffiness to it, but like it was just very different. It was very, very different. So then when he died of heroin, what did he? No, that was Philip Seymour Hoffman. He had did he have an 8-ball?
He did, yeah.
Like Coke and
Yep.
alcohol. Oh yeah, like uppers and downers.
Yep.
Yikes. He wasn't that was just really, really, really sad. In fact, even at the time, Princess Fiona was Ginny Garofalo.
Oh, interesting.
I think at that point, Eddie Murphy had already come on. I know it because I've heard recordings of him and Chris Farley together. Originally, they wanted Shrek and Donkey to be Bill Murray and Steve Martin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I can't picture anyone else as Donkey than Eddie Murphy.
After Chris Farley died, they approached Nicolas Cage to
What?
be Shrek. They wanted Nicolas Cage, but he turned them down because he said he didn't want people to associate his voice with an ogre. He didn't think that he didn't want like kids to be scared of him, to like hear his voice and like see ogre.
Oh, okay.
So he just didn't, but at the time, I don't know. So it went to Mike Myers, and he had done a huge chunk of the movie in his like they tried a bunch of different, they tried like an American accent and several different things. He tried his like native Canadian accent, which he did through a huge chunk of it, and then decided at some point, I'm not feeling this. I don't think it's right. So Mike Myers went to them and said, I know you've already sunk a ton of money directly into the toilet because of this, but can you sink a few dozen more millions in the toilet? Because I want to do this totally different.
Huh.
So they lost like $20 million just with this decision for him to switch it to a Scottish accent instead, which I think is what Mike Myers' father is.
Okay.
Which makes sense when you see like So I Married an Axe Murderer, which I hope we cover someday. Oh, I love that one. That one might be like I love it more than you do.
Yeah, I think so.
Woman. Whoa, man. Okay, anyway. When they replaced Chris Farley and brought in Mike Myers, and he brought in like a totally different aspect to that character, all of a sudden the kind of sarcastic, smarmy-ish Janine Garofalo just didn't fit. So that is when they brought in Cameron Diaz. She had not yet made her big standout role.
No, she would have done There's Something About Mary already.
No. Not yet. It wasn't released yet. So, but she had already done The Mask.
Right.
But she had not done this There's Something About Mary yet. The three actors, Eddie Murphy, Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, were paid $350,000 each.
They must get residuals or something.
Well, at the time, nobody thought this was going to do anything. Nobody thought this was going to do anything.
There's no way Eddie Murphy would do a movie for $350,000 without having some kind of backup pay.
The back end?
Yeah.
They definitely did that on the second. I know for sure, like when they went to do Shrek 2, because spoiler alert, it was a massive success. Even with all of the budget going like all wonkadoodle because of it, the budget ended up being about $60 million. The worldwide gross was $567 million.
Yeah, this movie was nuts.
Just for the first one, not even close to how much it made for Shrek 2. Shrek 2 almost broke $1 billion.
Yeah.
It was massive. I mean, but if you think about it, it makes sense because that's when they brought in Antonio Banderas. And it was in Puss in Boots became huge just on its own.
Right.
I heard that the new Puss in Boots was amazing.
It was really good.
I remember like this is a legitimately really good movie.
Yeah, it was really good. It was funny. It was sweet.
So because of all of the technology that they ended up using and everything that went into it, Shrek holds the distinction of being the first animated movie the first movie to win the animated feature Oscar.
Uh-huh.
They were the first. And it beat out some competition. It was quite a gamble. I mean, and I have to check the numbers of Prince of Egypt, but I don't think it did well. It didn't do as well. It certainly didn't do as well as Shrek.
No way.
So can you imagine being like a worker on that thinking, oh, cool, I get to go work on the shit splat fuckhole dungeon that is Shrek. And
it just becomes a sensation.
And it just and then they hit they tap the oil line.
Right.
Oh shit, this dungeon's got oil.
Yeah.
So that's my pre-synopsis stuff. I think this is gonna become a theme for us to put all of our trivia stuff for the most part at the beginning because it's just too hard to keep track of it.
Yeah, I mean, once the shots kick in and we start just talking, like I think when we recorded The Golden Child, I think I forgot to mention that Mel Gibson was up for the role.
What?
Yeah.
That sneaky little Australian bitch.
Yeah. Because if I don't say it pre-synopsis, it's gone.
Yeah, I've done that a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that really annoyed me because I'm like, oh, I didn't mention Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
His name. Oh, damn. Even if it's in my notes, it's like, oh, fuck.
No, that was definitely in my notes, but I just got distracted.
Sometimes it's hard to pay attention. Wait, did you say what was flowing?
Tequila.
Oh, like the shots?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
No.
You know, we talked a lot about in The Golden Child about our husbands being Shrek This movie really does hold a soft place in our heart.
Oh, yeah.
And it definitely, I was considering whether or not to mention this because we've said it to her so many times. But it's impossible for me to think about this movie without thinking of our niece,
Is
Izzy.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, because when she was
Thor
little,
head.
she would mesmerize the shape of an L on her Thor head. It was just so cute. And I know we've said it to her about 1 billion times, but
She's probably like, oh my God, we quit saying that story.
yeah, please. I'm a
Sorry.
fucking adult.
Right. I'm a grown up now.
Do you have anything before we get in?
Nope, just go ahead and play the fucking song. Do it.
Somebody.
Let the games begin.
Our movie begins with a book. And you love books, Katrina. Wait, you're not going to say no?
I do love books.
Oh. Once upon a time.
No.
Oh.
This movie starts with once upon a time, there was a lovely princess.
Yes.
Instead of once upon a time in a far off land. Have these people not read a book?
Is it a far off land?
Of course. How many fairy tales do you know that start with once upon a time there was a lovely princess? None.
Are you gatekeeping fairy tales?
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Once upon a time there was a lovely princess is not how fairy tale stories start.
It's how this one starts.
Boo.
Is that how The Princess Bride starts?
Yes. Once upon a time, as you wish.
So not every fairy tale, I guess, huh? And it might not be a far off land.
It is a far off land.
Mm-hmm.
It is far, far away. They say it in the movie, you dingbat.
I don't know about that. We see Shrek. He is our titular character.
What is he doing?
Pooping.
Really? Yeah. He's pooping on my soul when he tore that book.
He is the one reading the book.
And then he tore a page out of it.
Yeah. But apparently it's okay because you don't feel like it's a real fairy tale.
Even books that don't start correctly don't deserve to be torn up.
What about 50 Shades of Grey? Thank you.
Nope, I have an answer. Did I think 50 Shades of Grey was a well-written book?
No, of course not, because it wasn't.
No, but I also don't think that's what it was supposed to be. And I think a lot of women enjoyed it, and a lot of women got their freak on with their person, and good for them. So it served its purpose.
You need to calm down. You were fine a second ago, and now you're bad. You're being very mercurial.
Don't use the word mercurial, guy.
If people don't know, in 50 Shades of Grey, the word mercurial is used, I don't know, 800 times? I'm just saying, some books
Deserve to be torn up?
it's not that they deserve to be torn up, it's that they can be torn up.
I will end this.
I know. I'm having a hard time defending this one.
Yeah, he tears the book. Boom.
I concede.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. He was reading. Well, you know what? Okay. Yes. Did he use the book for toilet paper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because he didn't have no 3 seashells.
He's an ogre. He bathes in mud. You think he cares about a little dingleberry hanging out?
Apparently
No,
he does.
He doesn't. He just doesn't like books. Boom.
No, he doesn't want a poopy butt. Ogres can not. It can be. It's okay for ogres. He brushes his teeth.
With bugs. He gassed that poor fish with his bodily stench, and that was after that ridiculous mud shower. He just...
I'm sorry. In spas, do they not use mud? In baths?
Not mud that's full of crap.
I don't know.
I know. I read about it.
It wasn't
before I
full
would
of
even...
crap. It was full of flowers and essential oils.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
An MLM salesperson was just at Shrek's home the week prior and sold him a bunch of essential oils.
That's a con.
Well, then he ate them. Luckily for me, after all of that, well, I guess during that, wait a minute. Wait a second.
What?
When you're talking about taking a mud bath, mud shower,
Yeah.
and brushing his teeth with bugs
Yeah.
and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
this sure seems like something Katrina loves. I don't know what. A montage. This is a montage. This is a montage at the beginning of a movie.
Follow-up question. Do you remember anything that happened in said montage?
Yes.
What?
Took the mud shower.
Mm-hmm.
Brushed his teeth with the bugs. Ate that salesperson.
Threw a piece of paper on the ground. He's probably a climate change denier.
Is paper biodegradable?
No.
Oh, you sure?
You just can't go through. It's littering. He's a litterer.
It's not littering if it's going to be absorbed into the earth. It's tree.
It's if he just willy-nilly throws things on the ground like he just don't care.
He is reuniting those trees with their ancestors.
No, he's a litterer. He doesn't believe that climate change is real. I saw his shirt.
Montage.
No, it's not. I actually don't remember that it was a montage.
It's in a montage. No. Well, somebody once told me.
Nope, we're not singing that song.
We don't like Smash Mouth?
No. Do you like Smash Mouth?
Shut up.
Okay.
The villagers.
Hmm.
At the end of this montage that we're in, you're welcome. Actually, like in the middle of it, they try to mob Shrek. That's a mistake.
He's wearing an I Hate Greta shirt, and like the earth is burning.
What are you talking about? He uses everything. It's not like he's building things that billow out, pollution, smog. He's not putting out smog. He's using trees and branches and mud and the things that come from the earth. Shrek is off grid, motherfucker.
His ass has more gas emissions than a Learjet.
We all have a carbon footprint of some kind. I'm saying that all of the other stuff that Shrek does, the outhouse, so he's not flushing the water, the all of
like
stuff.
We believe this bitch uses water.
He's using bugs. He's probably using some charcoal from when he was burning the books.
When he was burning the books. Okay.
The charcoal's good for your teeth because those books were trash, like we already talked about, like you already had said, and
I am foursquare against burning books
around him. He's off the grid. Shrek might actually be a sovereign citizen. He might not recognize the laws of the land.
Well, I take umbrage at burning books.
Well, that's you're taking more umbrage.
Yes, even books I don't care for shouldn't be burned because you know what? People are allowed to like what they like as long as they don't hurt other people or get tiki torches.
You're going to need a U-Haul for all that umbrage that you've been taking.
Yeah, just wait.
Okay, so then there's the fairy tale creatures are clearly being rounded up. And we see that in the village. All these wonderful, clearly, this was DreamWorks taking a stab. The whole movie is them taking a stab at Disney for all of their tropes and characters and things like that. But Pinocchio.
I have a question.
What now? A Pinocchio. We'll come back to that.
What is my nickname for you?
Donkey?
Donkey. This old woman does not treat her donkey well. She's like,
boneheaded dog.
That's it. I've heard enough. Guards!
No, he talks. He does. I can talk. I'd love to talk. I'm not talking this damn thing I ever saw.
She's hysterical.
She's not nice.
Because she's been dealing with somebody that is very, very chitter-chatty.
We are a year in age. I have been listening to you talk for 45 years, and I would never sell you unless the price was right.
So it's just that Donkey is annoying.
I didn't say he was annoying. I'm saying she's annoying because she's not a good pet owner.
Well, she's getting rid of Donkey because he talks too goddamn much, right? It's not that he's harmful. It's not that he's doing anything bad. Have we not been watching Top Chef?
Yeah.
What about Josie?
I didn't want her to get sold. I just wanted her to get eliminated.
Yeah, well, so did this woman. She doesn't. She's just trying to get her to go, get Donkey to go because she can't listen to yep, 24 hours a day. It's too damn much. But again, Pinocchio. Are people watching Taskmaster? Are people sleeping on Taskmaster? I hope not.
So good.
I love every season of Taskmaster. Well, I love most seasons of Taskmaster, but I've seen them all.
Yeah.
They're all on YouTube. You can buy some. British game show. It's incredible. But this year has Sam Campbell.
Oh my God. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
We'll put a picture on Instagram, which I'll forget to do.
Yes. All the fairy tale creatures around that we're all familiar with are being rounded up and to go off to the jail, I think. And a lot of ones that we're familiar with. And this woman has a donkey that she insists talks. But then when it's time to go up to the person running everything, the donkey refuses to talk. And then somebody accidentally kicks Tinkerbell's dust, flying dust, and it gets on Donkey and he starts floating and he's like, you know, he can fly, he can talk. So now they know he's got a flying, talking donkey. And then the soldiers chase after Donkey, who's trying to run away from them. But then they run into Shrek.
When they run into Shrek, all I could think of was Super Troopers. Like, you there.
Excuse me. There. Yeah.
Bear fucker. Every time I see this scene, they're like, hey, you there. And I was like, bear fucker.
Bear fucker. Do you need assistance?
May I say something that I take umbrage at?
More umbrage?
Mm-hmm.
You're umbrage, Professor Umbrage. I'm sorry. I apologize.
The name Shrek makes me think of Max Shrek from Batman Returns, and now I'm upset that Christopher Walken isn't in this movie.
He can't be in every movie.
Why?
Because they already got a Shrek. It took a long time to get there. And this Shrek...
I didn't say he had to be Shrek. I said I'm upset that he wasn't in this movie. He could have been the gingerbread man.
Yes.
He could have been a Farquaad. He could have been anybody. The only thing that would make this okay for me is if you did a line from this movie as the character Shrek played by Christopher Walken.
No!
Come on.
Dude.
Do it.
Nobody likes my accents.
Everyone likes your accents. I'll give you a line.
Fuck. No. I'm not ready.
Come on.
Oh.
Perform
I can't even
monkey.
remember how a Scottish person talks right now.
We've been watching Traitors.
Oh, yeah. The Traitors.
Yeah, just do Alan Cumming voice.
Alan Cumming. Okay. And
And we're literally talking about the movie Shrek where he does a Scottish accent.
Okay. I've got my motivation.
Okay, are you
Give me
ready?
the line. Yes.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Okay. I got it. I wish I could roll my R's. What are you doing in my swamp? In my swamp. What? Wait, no.
That was Italian.
Yeah. What are pirate? No, I'm really trying to go away from pirate, but I can't roll my R's. Don't look at me.
Okay.
And don't laugh, please.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you doing in my swamp? It's not possible.
That's good.
I want somebody to do better. I want to hear you do it.
No.
Okay. They don't get Shrek or Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
But Shrek reluctantly gains a new friend in Donkey.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
I have a couple questions about this dinner scene.
Now what?
Number one, why does he have 2 chairs? That is just inviting someone in.
He wants one chair to sit in,
Yeah.
another one to put his feet up.
He doesn't do that, though.
Katrina,
Mm-hmm.
do you kink shame people?
Sometimes. I mean, just like the real out there shit. Like the
Well,
diapers.
Shrek has a sex doll. I didn't know how to tell you. But he only takes it out.
What's her name?
Sapphire.
Her face is like this.
Whoa. She's so excited. She's always surprised, mostly because of that. Oh. And she don't judge at all. She doesn't
can't
care what he
speak.
smells like. No, Sapphire's not quite right. What would Shrek have as
Evangeline?
Evangeline? Yes. Evangeline is definitely his sex doll. Shrek has a sex doll, and that's who sits in that chair, but she doesn't come out all the time, just at special occasions. I know this because I watched that BBC documentary about real dolls, and it was incredible.
That was nuts.
That was incredible. And they bring them out for parties.
He
Solo.
doesn't have parties.
Solo parties.
That's not a party. Question number 2.
Yes.
Shrek appears to have taken considerable time to set his table, which is an observation, not a compliment.
Oh, that seems like a great
It
compliment.
is not. Some might say too much time. Who's to say? Am I to believe he would go to the trouble to set his table and then use earwax for a candle? Boom!
Again, he uses what he has.
Do you know how smelly that would be?
Do you think he cares about the smell?
He should care.
He's using the lights for the candle for ambiance, not for smell. This is not. They don't have a Yankee Candle store.
That's a con.
They don't have They don't got no White Barn.
Double con.
Well, not that they invite him to.
Triple con.
I agree. He has something to have a grudge about.
He doesn't allow himself to be a part of things.
Oh, so now we're blaming the victim.
Yeah. This one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say something insulting about you being a therapist, but you're a great therapist. I can't even say that. What I'm saying is you are so fucking far off the mark here.
I'm not.
He sets a lovely table. You set a lovely table.
You're not comparing how I set a table to what Shrek does.
No, he doesn't have access to online shopping.
That's a con.
It is a con.
That's why he's so grumpy.
I agree. He needs that for sure, but he's not going to get it with the prejudices of the time. Prejudice? What's the plural of prejudice?
Prejudice.
Prejudices?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know no better, so he does what he's off the fucking grid.
But
he uses what he can. He uses what comes from the earth.
I have a question about that.
Yo.
Him being Ron Swanson, that's who I was asking if you were comparing him to.
When?
Like earlier when I couldn't think.
That was 1,000 years ago.
Shrek owns his own property, yes? That's what allows him to be off
the fight. That's the argument.
So what's the argument? That he doesn't actually own it?
That's what Farquaad thinks. Yes. We will find out here in a little bit. This isn't some like manifest destination.
Maybe. I don't understand how Lord Poopy Pants can force everyone off of their own property.
I haven't even gotten to Lord Farquaad
We'll
yet.
get there.
Okay, I'm trying. God. Donkey knows what Shrek needs most is a roommate because he's a true friend. But Shrek is not ready for that type of truthing.
So is Shrek able to think for himself or no?
Shrek has some walls built up.
But maybe those walls are his defense mechanism because he's been hurt.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Who is Donkey to come in there and try to just tear those down without even having any understanding of Shrek's past?
So if you have a client that has defense mechanisms and walls built up, what do you suggest to them?
I'm their therapist.
Yes.
Donkey's not Shrek's therapist.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying.
Shrek didn't consent to that.
Would you say find a friend? Would you say meet
No,
like-minded people?
No, I'm not necessarily. I would help someone go where they're at in the moment, because forcing them to be somewhere that they're not comfortable with doesn't always work.
I see. I don't think he's like forcing him to like, it's not like Donkey saying, hey, let's go do karaoke, or hey, Shrek, now we're going to go run a 5K together or something. You know, he's not making him leave the swamp and things. He's just like, you need a friend. You've been off the grid and you're starting to stink a little. That's just me being a friend. And, you know, you need somebody to like be able to like throw up. I can't help but notice that you've got that other chair and, you know, Evangelique or whatever her name is in the cupboard and she ain't smelling so good. So maybe just another like real person, real.
But that's for Shrek to decide. Donkey just barges in there and takes over and is like, here I am. I'm your friend now, whether you like it or not. And I'm going to get my donkey hair all over the place.
She says Donkey forces himself into Shrek's home?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He didn't even ask?
He didn't take no for an answer. Shrek kept saying no, no, no. And then Donkey just shows up.
That's not true. He says,
get out of my swamp.
He says, can I stay with you?
And he says, no.
And he says, can I stay with you, please?
He said, no.
He says, fine.
After Donkey will not leave him alone.
What a true friend. That seems like somebody that is steadfast. That is somebody who is, you know what? Donkey's a fucking ride or die. Shrek just doesn't understand it yet. He will very, very shortly just how important Donkey is to his life story.
I'm just saying consent matters.
Good thing we have people like Donkey around. Unfortunately.
I was like, where's this going? Are we talking about poopy pants yet?
I can tell you, nowhere. That went nowhere. Into the swamp. Thanks to an order from that dastardly Lord Farquaad.
Poopy pants.
All fairy tale creatures have been captured or run out of town, and the ones run out of town have descended and overtaken Shrek's swamp. Oh no! I love this scene. I love when he's seeing all the different fairy tale creatures that have gone into his home, and then he opens the curtain to his bed, and it's just the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood. Just
what?
Everyone has taken over his home.
Yeah.
Without his permission.
Yeah. You know what Shrek needs? A wall.
He has walls. He sets
build a physical one.
He sets limits. He's like, no, thank you. Fuck off. He says all of the ways that you can say no. I don't wanna.
This movie is an allegory for our border crisis. I'm saying that Shrek feels like this is his personal space.
It is his personal space.
And it has nothing to do with Donkey. Donkey did not like send out invites like, yo, I found the sweet pad. It's at blah, 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 mud corner.
You don't think, and I quote, the talkingest damn donkey in the world might have said, hey, guys, come on over here.
He's been with Shrek the whole time. He
before
won't leave
he
Shrek's
left.
side. I don't think so. You know who I really, really like of the fairy tale creatures?
Who?
The German little pigs. The 3 little pigs.
The Huff and the Puff.
And he signs the evictus notice.
I don't have the clearest of understanding of how archaic monarchies work, but how does marrying a princess make you a king?
Okay, well, it sounds like we are leaving Shrek's swamp for Shrek's
Swamp?
Say
Shrek Swamp. I love that.
That's hard.
But I love that you're calling it Shrek Swamp, knowing that he has ownership over that place that he's been invaded.
Yes, I haven't disputed that.
You said that it was under some scrutiny as to whether he actually owns it or not.
Yeah, not by me, by Lord Farquaad.
Sounds like you're a Lord Farquaad apologist.
How dare you? How dare you? Take it back.
Answer my question. How does marrying a princess make you a king?
Stop moving ahead. This is hard.
Get there.
God damn it. Okay, over.
Skip to the end.
I can't. I have no idea where the end is. Over at Lord Farquaad's castle. Lord Farquaad? He's torturing the gingerbread man for information. And I happen to know that you love this part. I know that you love it in English. And I know that you love it in its Spanish version.
No, I don't.
Lord Farquaad is being voiced by John Lithgow.
And was he always the choice?
I don't know a ton of the other people that were considered for it. I can tell you James Spader. Ralph Fiennes. John Leguizamo.
No.
Gina Davis.
You're lying about that. You always throw Gina Davis in there.
Look, I'm lying about all of it. I don't know who else
You
is considered for Lord Farquaad.
You're a liar.
But I really feel like I bet
Christopher Walken.
no, Christopher Walken. No.
What
no,
if Christopher Walken was Lord Farquaad?
I can't. No.
How dare you throw James Spader in there as a joke?
Like 2001 James Spader.
Him doing the voice of Ultron
Mhm.
makes that movie, The Age of Ultron, one of the best Marvel movies in my opinion because he's so good.
He would have been good. I love John Lithgow. I've loved him in a million different things. We love him in Harry and the Hendersons.
Hmm.
Oh my God, he's on an episode of Amazing Stories.
Yes.
I love with the doll.
Yes.
The doll. Oh my God, I love that one.
Yeah.
He's in Raising Cain, which I don't know if it holds up or not. We're gonna have to watch that
I
again.
bet it does. That's a crazy ass movie.
He was in Third Rock from the Sun. I love John Lithgow.
If you haven't watched the movie Raising Cain, Doug in Iowa is so good about this. We will say a movie, and if he hasn't seen it, he goes and watches it. Doug, let us know if you have seen Raising Cain, what you think, and if you haven't, watch it and let us know.
We need to watch it and let us know. I haven't seen that in decades.
I know, but I trust Doug's opinion more than ours.
I definitely do too. Yeah.
You haven't answered my question.
Okay, Lord Farquaad acquires the magic mirror from the Snow White story. And Farquaad asks if his kingdom, Duloc is the name, is the fairest of them all. And he's like, well, technically it's not a kingdom because you're not a king. He's like, oh, well, I need to marry a princess. Things were all loosey-goosey.
But wouldn't that make him a prince if he married a princess? How does that make him a king?
Because there's no monarchy already set in place.
That doesn't make any sense.
In Duloc, there's no monarchy already set in place.
But then if there's no monarchy, then how does marrying a princess change that?
Because it'll make it a royalty.
But then that should make him a prince, not a king.
No, it'll make him a king.
How?
Because that's how it works. There's nobody above him. There's no queen mother. There's no king daddy. Fuck. Shit.
None of this makes any sense.
I don't know how monarchy works.
Well,
How
this
dare you?
It's because it's ridiculous and it's archaic and it doesn't make any sense.
Sure. Is it still going on today?
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah. Fuck.
Did I just hear the magic mirror casually joke about Cinderella being mentally abused? And then Snow White?
to give some. Okay, so the magic mirror gives Lord Farquaad, because he wants to be a kingdom. He says, "Get a marry. Here's 3 eligible bachelorettes." I love this because I like the bachelorette.
You love this part where he jokes about
Yes, I
Cinderella
definitely-
being abused?
Yeah, I do.
You do. And then Snow White, just give her a kiss without her consent and see, and I quote, "what a live wire she is."
She really is, though. She
Also,
really is.
I have a third follow-up question.
But last is bachelorette number 3,
Yeah?
which is Princess Fiona,
Uh-huh.
and she is voiced by Cameron Diaz. Like I said, she's beautiful, and she has a dragon that guards her. And then the magic mirror is like, magic mirror is like, well, there is this other thing, and he's like, no.
Whoa.
What?
What kind of name is Duloc? It makes me think of Dokalax, which makes you poop.
It does make me think of Dukalax.
Mm-hmm.
Does people ever need Dukalax?
I am trying to think of what the premise of this kingdom reminds me of.
Yeah. What does it remind you of?
Constant order, genetic selection,
Huh?
Hitler.
Yeah. Disneyland. It absolutely was based off of Disneyland.
That's messed up.
Disneyland. Yeah.
Can't mess with the mouse.
Oh, yeah. They fucked with the mouse for sure. J Cats. What did I tell you about J Cats?
J Cats.
Yeah.
This feels
he
very
straight up went after Disneyland. That's what Duloc is.
This very much feels a little bit like we only want a certain kind of person in. We're gonna have constant order, which I do love.
It's a lot like Disney World.
Hitler. Not Disney. No, Hitler.
No, Disney.
No.
Yeah, you can only, we like order. You can only come in if you're animated.
What's that how Disneyland is? They let people in, you silly.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's how they make money.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Oh, that's right. Because when I was little, I got to go, and Anna didn't because she was in a little straitjacket.
I was a baby. They didn't want to bring the baby, and you're only a year older. Okay, can I talk about Shrek and Donkey getting to Farquaad's castle, which is Duloc? And we get a good example, a very good example of the first of many of the jokes that are strictly intended for the grown-ups, the grown folks in the audience.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, big castle. Think he's compensating for something? I mean, that's kids aren't going to get it. This is no kid is going to be traumatized by that joke. It's okay. I love it when they look at the information booth. This is one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite part in Duloc. It's like, welcome to our.
Do you think? And I know I get a lot of heat for this because I, in no way, like it more than the original because they're not the same movie. But as a separate film, I like the Tim Burton Willy Wonka.
Oh.
Do you think that he got that? Because that opening scene when they go to, do you think they got that from this? Do you remember the puppets at the very beginning? Or not the very beginning, but when they go up to the...
Oh, yeah, and it burns.
And it burns?
Maybe. You might be right about that.
Because like later on in the movie when Willy Wonka is taking him through the factory, he's like, welcome to our burn unit. Recently...
That's right.
Yeah, recently started or something like that.
This is the Puppet Hospital and Burn Center. It's relatively new.
You know what? For that alone, that Willy Wonka film is fucking hilarious.
It is
Come on, the burn unit, and it's got all like the melted down animatronics from the beginning. Oh, come on, people. Pull the fucking...
You have to take the movies as being completely separate. You can't take the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder, which is a masterpiece.
Which is... they strayed away from the book.
Yes.
Away from the source
Heavily from the book.
material.
Yeah. The Johnny Depp Willy Wonka is a Tim Burton Johnny Depp movie.
Both films are interpretation of the director of the book.
Yeah, I stand by it.
So one's not a remake of the other. You can't compare the two. People need to go ahead and pull that everlasting gobstopper out of their ass.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to say something else. I liked the new Willy Wonka movie too. I thought Timothée Chalamet did a great job.
Shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. See this? I don't know.
Wait, I really did.
Was it good?
I really did.
I mean, he commits. It's just, and I think he needs to be careful because I really, really, really like him. I like Timothée Chalamet. I think he is dangerously close to being overexposed because he's in so many films. He's big films, and I think he needs to take it easy.
I get that, but I think he's really good in the new Wonka movie. Some people did not like it, but I really liked it. Finn and I went and watched it, and it has the woman that I know this is going on long, but the woman that oh God, I can't believe, Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman's in it.
I love her.
And she's so good.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like whoever is his agent needs to just pump the brakes just a little bit.
His SNL was hilarious.
No, he is hilarious. That's the thing. I love him and I want success for him. And I'm worried that he's in so many different projects that people are going to be like, oh, this guy again. Maybe. It's too many. It's too many.
I actually don't. I really disagree with you.
I'm worried. I'm worried for old T-Shay.
What has he been in? He's in Dune. He's in Dune 2. He's in the Wonka movie. He was on SNL.
Dude, you're going to pull up his filmography? He is in so many fucking projects.
But not...
He has been. He was also in, not Little Women.
Little Women, yeah.
Little
But
Women.
that was 3 years ago.
Dude, he's in a ton. He's in lots and lots and lots.
I don't think he is, actually.
Okay, well,
I disagree.
I'm just worried. I'm just worried. You know, I'm a worrier.
I know you're
I'm
worried
a
about T-Shay,
worrier.
but don't worry. He's good.
I just want to protect my boy.
He's good. He's good.
He's like my nephew. He's like my adorable little nephew, and I just want to give him hugs.
He is my tiny horse. He's extra tiny today.
Also, the thing on SNL,
Split, split.
clink, clink, clink. Water, splash, splash, water. The amount of times Finn has seen that is just outrageous. I do like when he's like when they're in the castle right before they go into Farquaad's like area or whatever, the courtyard, and he's like, "You're going the right way for a smacked bottom." I know you liked that part.
Don't threaten me with a good time. That was not a pro about the movie. I was making an offhanded comment. I was making a sexual comment. That's not a pro about the movie. I didn't say that I liked that part about the movie.
Did you like that part about the movie?
No.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Mm-mm.
Katrina Porter.
What?
Would you have button pushed me on that one?
No, I probably wouldn't have been listening.
If you had heard me, would you have pushed a button on that one?
If in the movie they said you're on the way to a smacked bottom,
You're going the right way for a smacked bottom.
and you said don't threaten me with a good time, I don't think I would have. Because I don't think you were saying that was a compliment to the movie. You can push. It's up to you to push.
No,
the button.
I'm not doing any more like borderline button pushes. Okay,
No,
I'll
it's
wait.
up to you. You
No.
got to decide. I won't be upset either way.
No, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, good. Because I have a question for you.
Oh, okay. Well, let me at least explain what's going on here.
Yeah, do please. And then also when they get in the Coliseum,
That's what I'm gonna explain.
do it.
Ah, jeez. They find out all of Duloc is in the courtyard fighting for the right to be champion to go rescue Princess Fiona so that Farquaad can marry her. And Farquaad sicks all of the knights on Shrek. But then Shrek beats the shit out of all of them to a fucking rad song. Anything you want to say? Oh, and then Farquaad makes a deal with Shrek to be the champion in exchange for getting his swamp back and rid him of the squatters, which works great for Farquaad and Shrek. Okay, what do you guys say?
When Shrek initially took on the people that were killing him or trying to kill him,
Yeah.
how did he do that?
With a pint.
Uh-huh. I have a question for you, Anna.
Yeah.
In your regular, everyday, today life,
Don't do this.
how do you feel about food waste?
Stop it.
I'm just asking how you feel about food waste.
Why are you doing this?
I'm just
Why are you
asking.
asking these questions?
He poured an entire keg of beer into the dirt and stomped around in it like Ty getting a midnight snack. Don't tell me that you didn't have a problem with this food waste. And then Lord Poopy Pants is like, go on this quest and I will give you back what is already yours. Like this deal brought to you by being white.
How dare you bring up the spoiled beer? That beer was probably no good.
Bullshit.
You know what it was? You know what it was?
You think Lord Poopy Pants would allow any spoiled shit in his perfect
you know
kingdom?
what Shrek did?
What?
Shrek has discerning tastes because he is Scottish and he understands a good ale when he sees it. And when he popped that cork off of that one and he's like, can we settle this over a good pint? And he's like,
No.
and sniffing it and like giving it like a, and he's like, this shit's non-alcoholic. He took out the decaf.
He brushes his teeth with bugs, bitch. He does not have a discerning palate.
Of course he does.
No, this is food waste. Lord Poopy Pants offers to give Shrek back what is already his, which Lord Poopy Pants stole.
So-
Have we not learned?
So whose is it? But what? How do we know that?
It
How
was
do we know that
Shrek's
Shrek
land.
moved in? How do we know that Shrek was there before Lord?
He had a
Farquaad?
paper.
Really? Because I did all the research on this movie. You can't pull this like deleted scenes bullshit. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm the captain now.
Toot toot. No, you're not. You missed that. He had Elise.
What? You're out of your fucking mind. I know what I'm talking about, Toot Toot.
No. And I have something that I get really upset about.
What? No.
Everyone treats Donkey like shit. That is my nickname for you.
Yeah.
So that is a con for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it means you suck.
Doesn't mean I suck. It means I'm used to people not appreciating me for the gem that I am, Toot Toot. Now, after Shrek has agreed to the terms and Shrek and Donkey are starting their quest, they start their quest, and it is one of my favorite songs on this whole soundtrack in this part of the movie. Is it not awesome? Hey, Katrina. I'm on my way. Hey, Katrina. I'm on my way. Katrina. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today.
And everything that you receive
Yonder is what you gave to me the day that I wandered.
Well, I'm saying, separate from this movie,
Yeah.
I like that band.
What about in this movie?
Doesn't matter.
It definitely does matter. I'm asking a question.
Oh, they sound real repetitive.
Repetitive.
Yeah.
Really?
Who cares?
Me. I'm pushing buttons.
You are. Yes, you are. You're pushing my buttons.
Trying to push a fucking button here.
You know what? That
I'm
song,
on my way.
that song was way more cheerful than the moment required.
Really?
Yeah.
The beginning of an adventure.
But he didn't want to go on the adventure.
Yes, he did. He
Oh.
agreed to the adventure.
Yes, I like the song. There it is. Yes, okay.
Yes. It reminds me of the Commitments because
You
it's
fucking
the same
harpy.
band that did the Letters to America when he's drunk. Okay. Katrina Porter, I want to hear what you have to say about the classic J-Lo feature from 2002, Made in Manhattan.
Well,
Mhm.
let me just say this.
Mm.
I think, in general,
Mm.
every job is important.
Yeah.
And people that do environmental services, like housekeeping, that's a really hard fucking job.
Yes.
And so I like the idea of somebody that does that labor intensive of a job, which is often underappreciated, getting a come up, like getting, a glow up.
I'll definitely accept that because I agree. Olay.
Yeah. Touche.
While they're on their quest,
Yeah.
we get the thing that we say a lot, where Shrek is trying to explain to Donkey that there's more to him than meets the eye. He says, ogres have layers, like onions. And he's like, no, that's not good. He's like parfaits. Everybody loves parfaits. Ain't nobody said, hell no, I don't like parfaits.
I got really sad when McDonald's got rid of their yogurt parfait.
Because you like parfaits?
I like McDonald's yogurt parfait.
Sounds like you agree with Donkey.
No, it
I'm
was
ready
a
to
low-calorie breakfast snack.
I got a lot of J-Lo movies I can pull up.
Absolutely knock it off. I will not forget this because I will write it down in my notes app. I want to get to the part where Shrek is a dick to Donkey by terrifying him on the rope bridge. How would you feel about that?
Here's the thing
Yeah, how would you feel about that part?
about the rope part.
About Shrek terrifying Donkey on the rope bridge.
Okay, so they are on their journey and they finally find the castle where Fiona is going to be.
Uh-huh.
And this is Shrek and Donkey. And they're going to they need to get across a rickety ass bridge.
Uh-huh.
I strongly identify with Donkey. And it was really in this where I'm like, this donkey is me. Donkey is me.
And how would you have felt if I, being your ogre, would have just fucked with the bridge a whole bunch, terrifying you to get across of it without letting you make any decisions for yourself?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah?
You're not my ogre.
But what if I was?
You aren't, though. You're not the one that's trying to scare me across the bridge.
Right, because I'm not an asshole.
You're a different type of friend. That it has the same, like you would have gotten me across the bridge in that way. The ogre way would have gotten me across the bridge in the ogre way. There's different ways that can work.
So would
I
you
just I prefer yours.
You don't want to be terrified?
I never want to be terrified, but
Right.
I'm not saying that that has no use in life.
Mm-hmm.
Being terrified is good sometimes.
No. Are you going to talk about how Shrek decides or talks about the location in the castle where the princess will be?
That it's a good location. Sure, it's big enough.
No, he says, when he's talking about where the princess will be located in the castle, he says, I read it in a book once. What he failed to mention was like, and then I ripped it to shreds because I don't think about the time and effort a person lovingly put into creation of that book.
I'll concede.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They get to Princess Fiona's castle.
Uh-huh.
And it's a real doozy.
It's a fixer-upper.
I think Shrek is actually good with Donkey at the bridge part. I do.
What?
I do. In the same way that I think Donkey is good for Shrek. I think that they are good at recognizing the thing in the other person that will make them uncomfortable, but not so far as to cause a division in their friendship.
They just force...
I mean it.
This is crazy.
No, I think it's exactly the same. I think Shrek is breaking boundaries with Donkey in the same way that Donkey broke those boundaries with Shrek.
No, what Shrek and what Donkey completely ignore is self-determination. They ignore the Shrek's decision to live on his own and to set his life up the way he wants. Shrek completely ignores Donkey's terror in being on the bridge, and he decides for him what he needs to get across the bridge without any respect for someone's own ability to make decisions for themselves. These are all grown-ups, supposedly.
How do you deal with somebody whose loved one is dangerously reclusive? I mean this, just don't even think about Shrek. I'm just saying, in general, you've got a family member or somebody that you absolutely adore, and through social trauma or whatever, they have become dangerously reclusive.
If somebody is dangerously reclusive or in a situation where they're not able to care for themselves, then there's an organization called the Adult Protective Services because they're in a danger. Shrek is lonely.
I'm not talking about, but I'm saying, just in the real world.
In general, if someone is in a situation that is not safe for them, then you get them help.
Okay, so that's the danger part. So the next step up, what about to a person who says, I love my friend. I miss my friend so much, and they're just, I don't think that they're like gonna hurt themselves by any means, but they've recluse to a point where I'm worried about their depression. I'm worried about their mental health, and I love them and I want to do right by them. What do you suggest?
I would say to them, reach out, let them know that you love them, let them know that you support them, let them know that there are other options out there. But ultimately, if that person decides that they want to be alone and they're not hurting themselves, that's their decision.
But you reach out.
You reach out. You don't take over. You don't force yourself into their lives.
But you say if they're like, you reach out and they're like, they ignore the first call. It's like, that's it.
I'm not saying that. But I'm not saying you fucking move in with them and take over their house.
He did, but he asked. He's like, he asked along the way. I'm saying that there has to be. I mean,
Donkey steamrolls himself into every situation.
They see something in each other that is like, there is something lacking out of their lives, These two are platonic soulmates.
I feel like you're trying to lure me into saying something, and I'm not going to. I'm just saying that if they're not harming themselves, a person should be allowed to make decisions for themselves, even if they're not decisions that make sense to us.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a button-free zone. This might be one of the only times where we legitimately disagree on this. I really, really do feel like it's a healthy thing for each other that they reckon. I think that they're, like I said, like platonic soulmates. I think they recognize what the other person needs in their life. Button-free zone. This is exciting.
The
we
fact that
we
we're
don't
talking this
usually
in the
disagree
context
on stuff.
of an animated, like a children's movie, but I do think Donkey forced himself on Shrek. And I do think Shrek forces the way he would handle things onto Donkey. To him, just get over that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not how Donkey would do it.
But how did Donkey respond after the fact?
They go into the castle and get the dragon, but Shrek doesn't.
No. He goes, oh.
Shrek doesn't give him the chance, though.
He's smiling. I'm just, yes, you're right.
Yeah, and it's tricky. I mean, I talk to people about this all the time. They're like, my family member's doing this. My partner's doing this. Like, well.
It is tricky because I'm a person that didn't go to school for any of that. So, I mean, and I go with instincts as a person that, like, I guess 90% of the rest of the population that didn't go to school and understands like how the human brain works, things like that, and tries to navigate in a way like trying to do the right thing.
It's an incredibly hard thing for the person that is seeing somebody else that they care about do things that they know
struggle.
Yeah, and maybe not be harmful, but they're not healthy. Certainly not healthy. And it's hard to be that person that's just kind of looking at that and saying, I keep saying, do this, do that. But also you have to keep in mind, if like, say you're a person with depression, if somebody's telling you, go for a walk, get outside, it kind of minimizes how you're feeling, because if they could just go for a walk and if they could just get outside, like those things are
in the world.
Yeah. But if you're a person with depression, moving can be hard sometimes, let alone going for a walk. But a lot of times people that care in the legitimate goal of being helpful is like, just go for a walk, it's beautiful outside, get some fresh air. And the person that's experiencing that is like, I'm a failure because I can't just do those things. I'm letting people down because I just can't get out and do those things.
That's true. But I also, like, as somebody that has dealt with that, like, I respond well for people that will say, come with me.
You respond well to that, though. Not everyone does.
I'm just saying but that's the only thing I have to go off of. So, I mean, like, that kind of works on me to some. I just have to have that connection with that person. It can't be like just me going, yeah, hey, we're all gonna do something, blah 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 blah. Another person going, just come with me.
This is something I feel super passionate about, because I have patients tell me all the time that they have family members that are like, just go do this. The word just can be so damaging.
Oh, just has a lot of weight.
Right, because it feels like it's easy. And it's easy to you, but it might not be easy to someone else. And that's even like not with depression. Something that could be easy to you could be a ton of bricks to someone else. So try to take the word just out of your verbiage, because it's...
I 100% and I do that. But I do that in text a lot. And even if it's innocuous, even if it's like in something that has nothing to do with depression or anything like that, I mean for it to have that weight. So that's a good thing to keep in mind, that, when it's in other contexts, it's still going to hold that weight.
It is.
This was excellent.
Yeah. But also, Shrek and Donkey don't have that relationship.
What the fuck you say?
Where Donkey can just push him into something that he's not quite ready for. They don't have that relationship. They met 4 minutes ago at the pokey, at the forest pokey.
Okay. They make it into the castle.
Yeah.
But there's a fire-breathing dragon to deal with, and Donkey finds that the dragon and these two are in a real tight spot. Now, Shrek makes it to the tower to get Fiona, and Donkey is left to battle the dragon, but luckily, Donkey is a real charmer. Shrek rescues Fiona, but it's not the romantic rescue that she has envisioned.
Yeah, Shrek dislocates Fiona's shoulder like 3 times as he's yanking her through the castle.
Probably.
Jesus.
It didn't look good. I didn't like that. My joints hurt after that for sure.
I also don't like that they're representing the female dragon as someone who rushes into relationship just because she's a female.
Girl's lonely.
But on the other side, she clearly doesn't believe in consent.
Girl's lonely, you know. Shrek saves Donkey and Fiona from the dragon. And wow, what a guy. And then they start their journey back to Duloc.
Question.
Yeah.
When Shrek and Donkey are talking about Lord Poopy Pants, I'd like to know how you feel about these short people jokes.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Fiona thinks that Shrek must be her true love until he removes his helmet. And she's like, no. Not like this. And they have to make camp because Fiona insists on it. Oh. But in this, yes, Donkey and Shrek do have some giggles about her expectations for Lord Farquaad and that he's short. Do I love those jokes? No. Do I think it's appropriate for this movie? I don't know. Why are you asking so many questions? The cop?
I'm just asking questions here.
I don't like it.
I'm just asking
I feel like I'm
questions.
being investigated.
This movie should be called Shrek and His Rampaging Neuroses.
Should be called Shrek and Rampaging Emojis. What did you say?
Did you say emojis?
I don't know what you said.
I said neuroses.
Oh, neuroses.
You know, a real word. You should be called Flea Flap and Flo Fleas. General Mills has really stepped up their cereal line.
Emojis.
Emojis.
Start my day with emojis. I have my breakfast with emojis every day. It really gets my day going.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Donkey and Shrek have some tough talks. And I gotta tell you, therapy is hard, but necessary.
Are we skipping over the part with Lord Poopy Pants shirtless in bed with Martini asking the magic mirror to show him Fiona?
Well, this is right after this, so we could say that, yeah. There is a scene with Farquaad is in his bed, yes.
It's very strange. Very, very strange.
This is more of the stuff for the grown-ups in the audience.
Right, and I wanted to see both of his hands outside of the sheets.
At least there wasn't like a bottle of lotion sitting right next to him.
That we know of.
Some Duloc...
Jergens?
Some Duloc Jergens. Shrek and Donkey awake to Fiona making breakfast. That's nice. And then in the forest, they have a run-in with Robin Hood and his merry men.
What does Robin Hood do?
He sings.
Kisses Fiona without her consent.
He sings. And it's all good because Fiona's a badass and beats up all of them, which is awesome. But then Shrek ends up with an arrow in his butt, and that's cute.
I couldn't help but notice that Robin Hood isn't a fox.
Why are you doing this?
Some people just want to see the world burn.
What's your goal with this?
It's
To hurt me?
It's the margarita.
Because it hurts.
I've had a lot of tequila.
It hurts.
Yeah, like this fucking heartburn because you gave me so much tequila.
Yeah, my head hurts. Well, damn it. He's not a fox.
I know. That's a con.
You know what? I bet Disney would have sued the shit out of him if they would have tried putting him in make him a fox.
They should have made him a fox just to be like, you don't have the rights to Robin Hood foxes.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool.
Yeah, we're gonna call this lady Larry Ann.
Well, that's actually they can use that. Just not a fox. Oh man. Well, you know what? I'm okay. I don't want them trying to imitate the fox from Robin Hood. He is good just as he is. I don't want anything happening.
Well, you know what this montage has?
I'm sorry. What is this? Another montage? And it's a journey falling in love montage. Katrina, that's like 3 sevens on the slots game.
Well, you know what it has 2 of?
What?
Spiders and snakes.
Spiders and snakes.
Don't love them. That ain't what it takes to love me.
You don't like spiders and snakes.
I don't.
But it is a journey montage and a falling in love montage
No.
that definitely cancels everything out.
Nope, definitely not.
You love that.
Nope.
That is, if you count those as 2, that makes 3 montages for this movie.
Boo.
You booing montages?
I'm booing spiders and snakes.
You booed a montage.
Okay, well, if it's a montage,
What
of
did they
spiders-
do with the spiders and snakes?
They made them into balloons as if they're like innocuous, and they're not. So that's misleading. That's a con.
You saying that some spiders can't be harmless?
I'm
They're like
saying
garter
that they're
snakes.
spooky.
Spooky snakes? Did that snake look spooky to you?
All snakes are spooky to me. They are on the ground. They wiggle. They come out of nowhere.
Even if they're blown up to fun animal
Yeah,
shapes?
it's all bad. None. 0. This is how my none. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, they are almost at Duloc. This group, this
Mhm.
ragtag group. But Fiona and Shrek make up a cockamamie excuse to delay getting there. You know why? Because they're falling in love.
When Shrek goes off to
Aw.
find firewood, why isn't there a song? That's a glaring omission from this movie.
There was a song.
There was not a song.
There was a song in my heart.
I have
Sorry,
it in my
there's
notes.
not one in yours, you cold bitch.
No, there was. Yeah, the song was, "Where's the song?" Da 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 da.
I thought you were going to say, where's the sauce? And I'm like, you really nailed it. That is me. It sure seems like Fiona's got a secret that
Oh, yeah, now
involves
we-
nighttime.
Thank you. This is the part where the Lady Hawk ripoff is.
Wow, I have Lady Hawk in my notes too.
Oh, really? Because it's a ripoff?
I wonder what it could be, and the suspense is fucking killing me. I am on the edge of my booster seat. And we get our answer. She's been cursed. She's been cursed. She's human by day, ogre by night, and it's like Lady Hawk, kinda. But she's cursed until her true loves kiss. Except Shrek isn't changing. Shrek doesn't change. There's no like wolf human thing. So it's not like Lady Hawk. We get one of those main character overhears the love interest conversation but misinterprets what they hear and keeps it from being them together things. And isn't that always the way?
This is what happens when you eavesdrop.
This is just always happens in movies, and so many things can be solved so easily.
Fiona goes hard on Shrek, then Shrek goes hard on Donkey. Doesn't anyone just express their feelings?
They're trying. Donkey is trying to get people to express their feelings left and right. He is trying. He is only one donkey. Gotta
Shrek
identify with
only
him.
apologizes when he wants something, and then he proceeds to manipulate Donkey's feelings.
Shrek has brought Lord Farquaad to Fiona,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a sad mess. And Shrek really mucks up the whole thing. And I love that they used Hallelujah in this part. Except it's the John Cale version.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, he does something with the cover that bugs me every time somebody covers this song. Can I tell you, Leonard Cohen,
Uh-huh.
is that he changes the structures of words to make a rhyme. And it's poignant and it works. So it's like, until I knew you doesn't work. It's till I knew ya, specifically to rhyme with hallelujah. I know it's like a weird little thing, but he did that. So when people cover that song, whether it's Katie Lang or John Cale and the billions of people that have covered
Jennifer
it.
Hudson from Sing.
Right. Whenever they change it to you, because I knew you and all that, it takes out the purpose of what Leonard Cohen was trying to do with that song. It bugs me. It really, really
So that's
does.
a con against this movie.
It is a con against people that cover that song. I wish they would have used the Leonard Cohen version. Maybe they couldn't. I don't know.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so they've been on this journey for days, right?
Feels like it, yeah.
Right. How did Donkey get all the way back to the castle Fiona was in to find the dragon within less than a day? How did he get back there so fast?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Did he?
He did.
Or did he not get struck with flying powder
No,
in the
it
early
only-
parts of this movie?
No, that only lasted for like 5 minutes because even in that, or no, 2 seconds, because in that scene, he's like, I can fly. And then he floats on down and then the power's gone.
Yeah, but you didn't see what happened in that scene because you were too busy trying to find problems with it. When he gets hit with it, the little pouch falls right at Donkey's
No,
foot. And it's attached to Donkey's foot. And he has the whole bag of that flying powder.
Absolutely not. I see everything.
No, you do not.
If he had that flying power, he would have used it to get away from the donkey in the original castle scene. Boom. Doesn't make any sense.
You see everything?
Plot hole. I see everything.
Really?
Yeah.
What color are Farquaad's pants?
White.
No.
Of course they're white.
No.
Yes, they are.
What color is Shrek's belt?
Brown.
No, you're wrong.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Of course it's black. That's what I said.
I'm
Booby
saying-
traps.
What I'm saying, I don't know what the colors of any of those
I
things are, but I'm
know.
positive you're wrong. What I'm saying is, you're not observant. Like you say, you're saying that he had that powder. He had that good powder. He had that 80s powder. That's what it was. He got a hold of some,
No.
Nope. Katrina.
Nope.
This was a throwback to the 80s. And he got this donkey. I hate to tell you this.
Oh, was this cocaine?
I like it that you say it like you don't bring it up in literally every episode that has like an 80s reference.
I don't. I only bring it up when it serves my purpose.
Every episode that you're the pro.
Well, then quit painting me in a corner.
Okay. Well, I'm saying that he got a hold of some of that, of that, nose candy, and that 80s powder just hit different. Shrek makes it back to his swamp alone. Now that he owns it. Oh, a finger. Oh, how mature. At least he thinks he's alone. But Donkey is there to give him some more friend tough talks. And it's in this moment, truly, in this moment when I watched the movie, that I realized I have never, ever identified with a character more than Donkey. The singing, the loyalty, the friendship insistence, the stature, the fear of heights, the name. I'm Donkey.
Then you should be upset by the way that you're treated in this film.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Wow. What a hero he is.
Well, I hope you like having sex against your will with dragons.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I bet there's a hotline out there for you. I know when that hotline blinks, that can only mean one thing.
Did you the hop down? Isn't that a Neil Diamond song?
Bring on your hotline.
See?
We're coming to America.
Today!
I will insist that the opening of We're Coming to America is dope as fuck. Go ahead.
Today!
Exactly. Do 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 do.
not in
That's
this
from the
movie, so I
jazz
can agree.
singer. Anyway, just as Fiona is about to finish marrying Farquaad, Shrek rushes in and professes his love. Oh my god! And then Fiona allows herself to transform into an ogre. Oh my god! And so everyone can see the truth. And then Shrek realizes his mistake. Oh my god! And then Farquaad goes full villain because he can't help himself. And then Donkey and the dragon bust through the windows.
And then the dragon just ate Lord Poopy Pants? Is this a children's movie?
Yeah, and he burped out his crown. That's why you know it's a children's movie, because burping's funny. And that's the end.
No. This movie ends with Smash Mouth and a ripped up book.
And God bless us, everyone. That's what it really ends with.
God.
It's the end.
It's done. Yes. It's over now.
Oh my God.
Ta-da!
This movie's great.
Fuck yeah, it is. Shrek? I would never in a billion years have guessed that Shrek would be the one that would get our most serious and legitimate discussion
Yeah.
on mental health.
Yeah. We can talk about mental health all day long.
I love it. I'm so glad about that.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to take the con on this movie?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, I love this movie. I watched this movie and the new, or this series, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, and even Shrek 3, along with the new Jumanji movies, are the movies I watched the most with Finn during the first year of COVID.
Well, and Puss in Boots really was.
Yeah, and Puss
But
in
like
Boots
the
is
newest
great.
one
Yes.
was, people were like,
Really
it's kind of like
good.
Paddington 2, where people were like, I understand it's a kids movie, but this is a really good kids movie.
Yeah.
I want to know what your happy ending's going to be.
Okay, well, unfortunately, my happy ending was easy to come up with
Oh no.
because recently we lost a staple of our childhood. So my happy ending is Carl Weathers.
Oh.
Yep. I was so sad when he passed away. I'm going to do this split happen style where I just give you some fun facts about him that I liked.
Can I please just sit back? Because I don't want to cry again. I can't do that on.
None of them are sad. They're legitimately, it's almost like we're doing the movie Carl Weathers and I'm giving you trivia.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay, give it.
So here's some stuff that I liked. At his Rocky edition, Carl Weathers was introduced to Sylvester Stallone knowing only he was the film's writer and didn't know he was also the star of the movie. Weathers recalled that after he got done reading a scene with Stallone, there was a moment of awkwardness, so he just blurted out, I could do a lot better if you got me a real actor to work with.
Holy shit. Carl. Attaboy. I love it.
Get it, Carl.
Attaguy.
Weathers noted that during filming of Predator, he would rise at 3 a.m. to begin working out on his own. And the reason for that is hysterical to me. Because if you remember Carl Weathers from Predator, he is stacked. Okay?
Yes, literally everybody knows the meme of the two, like, you know.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
That handshake was how Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger shook hands in real life so they could both show off their muscles.
That makes perfect sense.
Because if you look at it in the movie, they both are flexing.
Well, yeah.
No, that's how they shook
I didn't know
hands.
that was like also.
No, that's how they shook hands in real life.
Those silly boys.
Yeah. Well, Weathers admitted that he wanted his co-stars to think he was naturally muscular.
Oh,
so
honey.
that's why he got up early to work out. Like they wouldn't know that you don't get like that. I mean, that's not, he looked hysterical. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Predator, Weathers' character Dylan gets his arm blown off by the Predator.
Uh-huh.
When Weathers later starred in the Adam Sandler comedy Happy Gilmore, his character was also missing a hand in homage to that role.
Oh.
Right. Do you want to know what he said one of his greatest achievements was?
Yes.
Okay. In 2017, he said the greatest honor. Now, he's been in Rocky.
So besides his children?
He's been in Predator.
Besides his
Okay.
children?
He's been in tons of movies.
Yeah.
He said the greatest honor of his life was being inducted into the International Mustache Hall of Fame.
Wow. You know what? We all have things we're proud of.
Who do you think his fellow honorees include?
Of the Mustache
Yep.
Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to say Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say as far as famous what is Magnum PI?
No.
Okay. That's rude. I'm going to say
This person may have dreamt about it.
a mustache dream.
Just a really important dream in general.
Martin Luther King?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Junior.
Martin Luther King?
Huh? And then like a genius.
Oh, Albert.
Albert.
Oh, Albie. Albie.
Because it's you and me.
Oh.
Mostly me.
Uh-huh.
I gotta end on some Action Jackson trivia.
Dude, I'm with you.
I love. Okay, so Weathers came up with the idea for the film while filming Predator after talking with Joey Sills,
Okay.
our good friend Joe Silver,
Joe Silver.
who, because they both loved black exploitation movies. Joel encouraged Weathers to come up with a concept, and then an Action Jackson is what Weathers came up with. And he thought that this would sort of propel him into like a leading man status.
Oh.
Do you think it did?
Uh-huh. No.
Nah.
It did not.
Nah. The box office numbers were good. It made $65 million off of a $7 million budget. But the reviews
How dare they?
were horrible.
How dare they?
Right.
I take that personally.
Right, because Joel Silver did Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, and in Carl Weathers' mind, Action Jackson was going to be like a series. It was like going to take off and be like a
It
thing.
should have been,
It
but
should have.
honestly, I don't think people were ready for that quite yet. And by people,
Well, I can tell you who was ready for it.
who?
Our good friend, the Germans. Weathers said in Germany it was huge. I got so much fan mail from Germany and still do. Yeah, German people loved Action Jackson. Go figure.
Fucking Germany. We love you.
Yeah. So
We love you, Deutschland.
Yeah. So rest in power, Apollo.
Rest in power.
Yep.
Love it. I love it. I'm so glad that you brought him as your happy ending. I really, really am.
Yeah.
He absolutely deserves it.
I loved Carl Weathers. I
Also-
was sad when he passed away.
Him singing in Happy Gilmore, him singing, we've only just begun
Oh my God.
to live while lacing promises. Kiss for luck in my heart.
Do you want to say what we're doing next?
We've only just begun.
Do you remember what we're going to do next?
Not really.
I believe, speaking of Neil Diamond, coming to America
Today. I am not kidding. Seriously.
That episode's going to be 4 hours long because of all the trivia.
We might be able to recite that movie from start to finish.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you think of trash, think of Akeem.
Think of Akeem. Do you know everything. You know who the royal penis's clean, your highness is.
I sure do. She's a real housewife.
Yeah. It's Garcelle Bouveau.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
So
I-
much.
If I don't get 3 button pushes on that episode, I will be gobsmacked.
That one's mine?
That's yours.
What's the last one?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Are we going to just say what we're doing last?
Yeah, I mean there's-
Okay, right. You're getting a twofer. You're going to know exactly how we're finishing out
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy Tober.
Stop! I cannot get the fuck out of here.
So we're going to do Coming to America and then Beverly Hills Cop.
Yep.
I can't imagine being more excited for this.
It's gonna be so good.
Until then, I am going to try and go sober up just a little bit
Yeah.
so I can take some more notes.
Yeah.
Well, goodbye, Katrina Porter.
Bye, Anna Serene.
Bye, everybody. Bye, bye, bye.